Maybe I shouldn't put all that fire next to the ice and then it melted. Ah, well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Diantha, she's the best champion of them all, and better than Cynthia. And Pokemon's all here to stay. And all of these video games, like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. And yep, we're back with more Sonic with this Sonic Boom. Now, when it comes to the Sonic Boom games, less than impressive. We all know Rise of Lyric sucked, Shatter Crystal was fine, but it got ruined with the progression meter, and Fire and Ice, it's actually quite decent, which is surprising, I know. Once again, made by Sandstorm Games, not Sonic Team, because, Mania Forces was a thing for them to be creating on. So hey, let's see what Sandstorm's got for the third entry in their series. So make sure not to put your fire right next to the ice like I did, and let's get on with it. Game starts off, well, Eggman wants to steal something. How did they get the fire and ice powers? Just because we gotta move the game along. This is a 3DS handheld game, by the way, so gameplays and controls pretty similar to Shadow Crystal. Same engine, very similar gameplay, pretty much similar everything, except with the additional powers of the fire and ice powers, which are still just kind of there, for like some extra platforms to destroy or add, but they're there just enough to remind you, yes, these are in the game, and yes, you can use them, and that's kind of the full extent of all the powers I'm going to be on. So, yeah, there's that. One of the best parts of it, though, is that you can swap between characters on the fly, unlike many other Sonic games. So that's pretty nice. I like being able to swap between characters instead of having to use the same one where I can't get to one specific area. Probably the best part of the entire game, or better fixed part of the game, is the collectibles. Finally, you're not required to collect literally almost damn near everything to beat the game as a requirement. All the collectibles are purely for, well, collecting is optional now, which is much better designed, which makes the game definitely run and flow at a much better pace than, of course, well, Shattered Crystal, which, of course, requires collectibles. This is a much better pacing, in my opinion, and also there's checkpoints in said level. So, like all Sonic games have those, duh. Of course, we got the bosses, which definitely take part of using the top screen while you play on the bottom screen. And I definitely gotta say, they're pretty neat. Nothing too special. It is a Sonic Boom game after all, but definitely the boss is a lot more memorable than Shadow Crystal. You remember Shadow Crystal's bosses, right? Nope. Of course you don't. I sure didn't. So I definitely definitely the best part of these bosses are definitely gotta be like the designs. The bosses are quite easy to beat, obviously. And definitely looking at every single design, like this giant spider you gotta take down, is pretty cool. Final boss makes you go make a big what the fuck moment, because what is this? But if I have to say that, I mean the boss design is definitely a pretty good design, right? Yeah, of course it is. And of course I like how the ending, Eggman literally just gives up. Like, he's tired for that day, he's calling it quits, and that's that. And no way Tails fixes that robot by pressing one button on the back of it. This isn't that one scene from Sonic Colors, okay? It's a game, obviously. Definitely a much better game than Shadow Crystal, and actually pretty decent. I mean, if you wanted to check out a Sonic Boom game, this is definitely the one to check out, because it's actually quite good and paced pretty decently. After this, this may have been a lot shorter than the other ones, but this was still a surprisingly really decent experience. I know, Fire and Ice manages to prove actually be a pretty decent Sonic game by not having the collectibles, be required and not be a bad game. It makes me wonder if they launched with a game like Fire and Ice instead of Rise Lyric, we could have been having Sonic Boom games still to this very day. Maybe at least like one every couple of years or so. Or even a TV show might have been still a thing, But, man, who knows? I think time for Yu-Gi-Oh! Diantha Pokemon video games. See you next time. See ya.